every single day on The View is a contest in stupidity. Truly, it's an amazingly competitive match between some of the dumbest people on Earth. No one really notices on a given day that Whoopi Goldberg is a very dumb person who says very dumb things, because everybody else is so dumb on The View that she's constantly outshone. She seems like the most sane person on The View, which is kind of an amazing statement. Trying to suss out which person on The View is least intelligent is an exercise in quantum mechanics.
Consider The View as a warm and inviting space where hosts may readily share ideas for cocktail parties and commemorate joyous occasions. Ben Shapiro is always ready to contribute, even when he is clearly not present in person. With the quick-witted delivery of a caffeinated chipmunk and an Olympic-level devotion with facts, he meticulously breaks down their arguments. It's classic Shapiro, assessing arguments with the confidence and precision of someone who has never faced a challenge. He couldn't.
She of the genius sort of sage presence on The View. She's like, I'm not saying maybe white people need to get beaten up for police reform to happen, but maybe white people need to get beaten up for police reform to happen.
But how many times do we have to need to see white people also get beaten before anybody will do anything?
Okay, so first of all, this is unbelievably stupid.
Yep.
We've seen many cases of police brutality.
Consider the setting as a cozy retreat where folks share family secrets and laugh excessively. Naturally, Ben Shapiro provides comments from a distance rather than on the set, lurking in the background. With the assurance of someone who has never faced a topic he couldn't argue into submission, he examines every issue. Armed with statistics like an Olympic fencer with a spreadsheet, he speaks with the quick-witted accuracy of a chipmunk on coffee.
As you know, I love one show on TV more than any show on TV. The View. I've had a lifelong ambition to be a guest on The View. They'll never have me on, of course, because it would go horrible. But today, we're going to go through some of the cringiest moments from The View, a repository of nearly all human stupidity, total IQ.
Imagine this sight. The View is a warm and inviting place where individuals can happily swap cocktail party suggestions and laugh without restraint. Ben Shapiro lurks in the distance. Naturally, I was not physically present, but I was undoubtedly participating. He speaks with the rapid-fire accuracy of a chipmunk under the influence of coffee, handling facts as if they were a competitive sport. With the confidence of someone who has never come across a disagreement he couldn't disprove, he meticulously analyzes the panel's conversations from a distance.
Just trying to make an epic from argument. Saying, I can say anything I want. Saying, I'm going to say some races. They're all like, yeah. Well, apparently her hair was not rolling down that day.
The Holocaust isn't about race. No. It's not about race. It's not about race. It's not about race because it's about man's inhumanity to man. No.
Although everyone is officially in the same room, Ben's appearance feels as out of place as a Rubik's Cube in a kindergarten art class. No one is entirely certain how to use it. Whoopi comes in full of energy, full of strong emotional outbursts, and a few recycled Twitter hashtags. Then Ben bursts in with a flurry of historical context, specific facts, and a debating style so thorough that he could recite the Constitution before anybody else has had a chance to finish.
Whoopi always available to sign in. Anti-Semitic reports to both compare Israel and the United States to terrorist organizations and also compare terrorist organizations to apparently not terrorist organizations. Like, Hamas is not a terrorist organization? It is amazing. Whoopi is sort of seen on the show as sort of a wise sage. And I have to say, Norm, you need better sage.
The mugging was existential. Whoopi Goldberg launched into a tirade that was a hybrid of a late-night monologue and a lost Twilight Zone episode. Words flung themselves against the wall of reality like spaghetti, only to slide down and leave nothing behind. I think something is wrong, she cried. You can tell that something is wrong. She appeared so certain that she believed the universe might reorganize itself. Ben Shapiro blinked, looked off into space, and calmly added, "Actually, that's when the carnage began." Her co-host was about to nod gravely in agreement. Not only did he disagree, he refuted her assertion in real time, exposing data like a coffee-addled librarian tossing past due bills. In the face of oblivion, Whoopi's mind raced, desperately searching for a way out, like a hamster trying to avoid sneezing.
Was on that great repository of all human intelligence, The View, and she was explaining that people who are not using masks are going to make things more dangerous for themselves. She's talking about how the mask will protect you from the flu. There we go.
Well, no, did you know?
Well, you did have
I did have a cough, and when you did knuckle up, Ryan goes, thanks, we'll be back.
Well, I assume that is because when you have little ones, you will always have things that you travel with. So as people will tell you, yeah, take off your mask, don't worry about it, we're not going to take it anymore. Just know, the flu
It's still
will fly in. Okay, the flu that got me.
Okay, so I was just going to point out here that the entire narrative on the mask was about COVID, and now they're you should probably wear a mask because it's a tough mask.
In an attempt to challenge Ben Shapiro, Whoopi Goldberg employed her tried and true tactic of raising her voice in the hopes that volume would win the fight. When it failed, she gave a disdainful look and employed a theatrical closing. Well, I just think of her final word. Ben, however, remained calm and made economic arguments with an air of academic pride and without being asked to cite his sources. By the time he was done, there was a noticeable drop in the energy in the room. The audience's uneasy laughter was a result of their genuine confusion at what had just transpired, not of amusement. It appeared as though Joy Behar was trying to solve a puzzle without all the answers because of her squinting. Ben delivered a barrage of statistics, but Whoopi stuck to her emotionally driven stance. During their intense fight, neither of them was speaking the other's language.
This was taken as anti-Semitism. She didn't say the Jews weren't specifically targeted, by the way. She didn't actually say an anti-Semitic thing with it, Whoopi Goldberg. She just said that when people are inhumane to each other, bad things happen. For this great crime, she was not suspended. She was fired outright from the Mandalorian, losing presumably hundreds of thousands of dollars in salary. She was one of the main characters, and they were considering a spin-off of Mandalorian with Gina. They fired Gina. So we hired her. We have a new movie that's coming out with Gina Carano in the next couple of months, which I'm excited to tell you about. Yeah, but they fired her outright to Disney. Whoopi Goldberg says something far worse in every respect than Gina Carano ever said about the Holocaust. And she's going to get a 2-week.
The cruelest example, Whoopi Goldberg's mind was clearly looking for a lifeline but couldn't locate one as she sat in stunned stillness. It was like watching a dial-up modem struggle to download a PDF. Slowly excruciating and somehow alluring, but Ben Shapiro sat back and let the uncomfortable silence do the talking. Before Whoopi could finish a sentence, Twitter was flooded with screenshots and memes. Then came the retrospectives. Who could forget her absurd historical claim that made Wikipedia seem to need a vacation? Or her economic theory, which seemed to be a poorly executed live-action monopoly. The mainstream media swiftly backed her, publishing opinion pieces asserting that emotional intelligence was more significant than factual information. As sure as a cat that knows exactly where the treats are, Whoopi became active, but the internet never forgets.